What's up, everybody? My name's Chris. I'm going to be starting this new YouTube channel. It's going to be called The Brush of Knowledge. You can probably already see that. So what I do is I am a painter. I used to own a business about 3 years ago. I started that 3 years ago, and then it lasted until about last year. And I started doing some side work just to meet ends meet. And basically, I kind of ran myself into financial problems. I'll talk about that in a later video. But basically, now I'm just trying to learn how to be a proper painter with a company that I work for right now. They're Island Painters. Another thing, I also moved to Prince Edward Island from Ontario. So that was kind of a big jump, and I didn't really want to start a business here as soon as I got here because I needed to kind of know more people in the area to be able to get those references. In my channel, I'm going to be talking about what I have my $6,000 that I've saved in the last year invested in, and going to be talking about what you can do to start investing. And it's going to be a little bit more focused towards Canadian investing, but also going to brush on the American aspect because that's a lot of the viewership, and a lot of the principles apply for the rest of the world. And if you want to start investing in Canada and you are from out of the country, then this will give you a little know-how on how I think about the Canadian market and what I believe is going to be performing better over time. And also be talking about entrepreneurship and starting a business, because I'm going to be starting a business in the next couple of years. It really depends on how much money I end up saving up, and basically just going to run with it and see how it works. Right now, working for this company, because I'm trying to learn how to do mudding and taping, which is kind of different than what I've experienced before. And this company that I work for does a lot of drywalling and taping and mudding that I have not personally done enough to be able to do on my own. I have done a bit of it, but nowadays as a painter, you have to be ready to do all types of things, which might be putting in baseboards, painting the baseboards, caulking, seam filling, all that stuff. It all comes down to being a painter, also doing wallpaper and stuff like that. So it's just about learning a bit more about the industry and learning a bit more about that. So I'll brush on that a bit, but most of what I'm going to be talking about is going to be financial knowledge. So bringing you a weekly look into my finances and what I'm doing. One of the biggest principles, the best principles to follow when you are thinking about investing is to invest in yourself before you actually make a lot of the payments that you need to. Where I didn't do that before, I actually didn't invest a lot of my money, so I kind of had to start a year ago from scratch. Had no money saved up. I spent all the money I had because I was in a kind of a toxic relationship, and then that led into the business and started allowing the business to fall apart. I took some strides where I wasn't really my thing, and I wasn't really doing it for me. So I lost a lot of the motivation I had for the business. So the last year has just been me kind of figuring out who I am, what I do, what I want to do for the rest of my life. And now I'm on track to be able to get to my goals. That being said, I am not going to be jumping right into it like I did before. I actually started the business right out of college. So that was one of my downfalls. I had never done a lot of the work myself except for contractors, which I learned very quickly that contractors and painters are completely different things. They do way different quality of work, and by calling myself a painting company, a lot of the customers that I acquired wanted higher quality work than I was accustomed to. So that was a bit of a learning curve. That's another reason why I'm not starting a business right now, is because I want to develop my skills as a painter and in my trade, in my profession, to be able to do it properly and do the best job, because I believe that if you're going to be doing anything, you have to be bringing as much value as you're getting from the customer to the customer. It's not an uneven exchange. You should never be looking to rip anybody off or to kind of get more from somebody else, because that doesn't build positive relationships. So I moved to PEI basically because it's a lot cheaper to live here, and this is where my family's from. So kind of delving back into the family heritage, where everybody is from for my family. And that also comes with a bit of boundaries. Obviously, I don't want to be working for a lot of family members, because then I'm burning bridges if I don't know exactly what I want to be performing for them, how high the standards I need to set are. And working for the company that I'm working for now, I'm getting a firsthand experience at what this company does, and they're the biggest company for painting on the island. So that gives me a kind of a baseline knowledge of what the industry standards are, and that'll help me grow a bigger income because of word of mouth and all that stuff. Might not even open the business here per se, because my girlfriend's moving here to be with me on the island. We're actually thinking about maybe if we save up enough money and we think that it's want to be a little adventurous, go into another province, see what that's like. She's going to be a nurse, so she doesn't have to worry about steady work. For me, it's more of a you got to make it or you're going to break it kind of thing. I went to school for entrepreneurship and cabinet making. That's obviously not what I'm doing, cabinet making, because the industry's kind of shifted from what I enjoyed doing in cabinet making. I do enjoy painting cabinets, but I don't like installing them, and that is exactly what I went for school for. I learned that very quickly, that most cabinets nowadays aren't wood, and they're made out of melamine and other products like that, and it kind of feels like you're cookie cutting a kitchen together, where what I really want to do is build custom cabinetry, but the industry isn't leaning that way anymore. So now I have to pick a different route, which I enjoy painting. It's great pastime. Love doing it. I've always been quite an artist in my own sense, but translating those skills over to painting walls and painting homes was quite easy for me, because I'm pretty diligent about my work and I'm a pretty hard worker. So that basically is who I am and what I'm doing on YouTube. So if you guys are interested in learning from me and learning about what I'm going to be doing for the future, hit that subscribe button down below. If you have any questions or you have any video suggestions for me, leave it in the comments. I will respond to every single comment, because obviously it's not going to be the most viewed video. So I'll have the time to respond to everybody individually. And if I get enough of the same question, I will release the entire video in video format instead of just individual responses. So, and I'll also post the comments in the video as well. So that's it for me. My name's Chris. This is a brush of knowledge. Hit that like button if you enjoyed the video. Have a